two, one, action.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to this afternoon's education guest spot. I'm standing here with a group of geography students who are looking into the uniqueness of Inverness. And could I start with my first question to you? Could I ask you what makes Inverness so unique?
Well, Scotland as a whole, Scottish towns as a whole have come in comparison as more unique in comparison to the rest of the UK, with Dumfries coming as one of the top 10 UK clone towns. The Highlands itself has its own uniqueness, and Inverness being the capital is no different, with its many independent shops and attractions such as Leakey's Bookshop and Ness's Lake. These attractions help bring the history and heritage of the city to the rest of the tourism, and I believe this is what helps bring in tourism as a speciality, because tourists want something new and unique, different from their places of origin. And I believe this will be delivered if they visit Inverness.
Thank you very much. You brought us here to this particular place. Could I ask you what it is about this place that shows that this particular area is unique?
Well, this place is called Victorian Market. It has been built in 1817-ish, basically second half of 19th century. It's location of many coffee shops and small local shops, independent shops. Altogether creates kind of unique atmosphere of the city, showing us its history and connection of people with that place. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You showed us there are a lot of individual and unique types of shops, but on my walk around Inverness, I've seen something completely different. What I've seen are a lot of chain stores like Marks and Spencer's, Boots, W.H. Smith. So how does that counteract your argument?
Well, I think a lot of those are focused into the main shopping centre, and I think any city this size is going to have a few of those shops. But I think overall, Inverness is quite a unique and different city to most others. For instance, when we went around, we did a new economic survey of the city, and it scored 77 out of 100, with 100 being a completely unique city and 10 being a complete clone town. For example, Cambridge scored 12 out of 100, being the most clone town that the UK has according to the NES survey. Inverness also ranked as a hometown on the NES survey, which proves that it's really unique and it's got its own culture and individuality.
Thank you very much. For my final question, could I ask you that you've explained how this is actually a unique place. Can you just tell me how Inverness could take this forward?
Well, there's actually significant plans for right here in the Old Victorian Market. Within the next year, they plan on renaming it as Bazaar as opposed to a market, because of to reflect the changes in the 21st century, that they're not actually traditional market stalls. And they plan down the far end, where there's actually a high rate of vacancies, to actually have low rent pop-up shops, which will attract a wider range, because people who may historically not have been able to start a local business will be able to trial new ideas, which will in turn create a much more unique environment.
Oh, thank you very much. I would also like to thank this group very much for bringing us into the warm and dry as opposed to the cold, damp and wet outside. So thank you very much, and over to Nick.